on Nightcap with Ocho Cinco, Unc said that Beyonce does not move the needle or could not move the needle like Taylor Swift for the NFL. What's your thoughts on that?
Woo. Our beehivers, oh my God. Our beehiver. Because we in relationships, but you married the one, my girlfriend is the one. Listen,
yeah.
If they heard Unc say that, oh my God, they would be on Unc ass. And I'm pretty sure that the beehivers were in his comment section on Instagram, YouTube, wherever other podcast platforms that they own. They was in the comments. That to me is crazy. But see, that's another thing though, because it's got a lot to do with, to me, it's got a lot to do with culture. Mm-hmm. Because there's two different fan bases.
Is it?
The Swifties and the Beehives are two different fan bases, two different cultures to me. Mm-hmm. Now you might say something different. I'll let you get to it in a second. But in our community, which is more Beehivers, which is in our community, right? The Black community.
Yep.
They not into sports like that. The Beehivers, for real. They like my lady, she supports it because I love it, and she always says that she'll be right there beside me reading the book while I'm watching the games, because she ain't paying attention, but she just want to be around me, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel like the Swifties will get into more of the sport just because Taylor Swift is there. But I can't say the Beehivers wouldn't do that too, because if Beyonce was dating, I don't know, Jalen Hurts, and she was in Philadelphia all the time, right? I'm just saying, if Beyonce was dating Jalen Hurts, they would be all over the Eagles for real, because Beyonce is in the crowd. So I think it's very, very, I think they have a similar pool. I don't think Taylor moves the needle more to Beyonce or vice versa. I think if Beyonce did it just the same way, the Beehivers would be all over it too, to be perfectly honest with you. But what you think? What you got?
So it's funny. And this is why we are very similar, but different in many ways. Mm-hmm. We had talked about this before originally when it first came out that Taylor Swift was dating Travis Kelce. We said, could Beyonce do the same thing? And we was like, maybe not, but when we originally said it, I think it was a matter of assumption, an assumption of the different fan bases and appeal that each artist has. Mm-hmm. You automatically assume because Taylor Swift is white, she's going to appeal to that audience, the white crowd, right? Mm-hmm. And in America, the white Caucasians make up 60% of America, so she has more of a base to draw from than Beyonce would, who would be more of diversity or more of the minorities, which is 40%, the other 40%, right? So that's the assumption, and I think that's the assumption that Unc was making. Yeah. However, after doing a little bit of thinking and after doing a little bit of research,
I
don't know if I agree with it.
I got you.
So what we know about Beyonce, and then why I also think Unc said what he said is, we know she's married. So if she's married to Jay-Z, right? Sure. He has ties to football, but he's not an actual player. Mm-hmm. And so if Beyonce, let's just say in the imaginary world, Beyonce wasn't married to Jay-Z and she was able to do exactly what Taylor Swift doing, date a football player. You use Jalen Hurts. Perfect example, because I think the girls or women go crazy for Jalen Hurts, older and younger. I could be wrong.
Handsome
I don't know.
Guy, Q dog, whatever.
You know what I mean. So so say she was dating Jalen Hurts. I 100% think the Beehive would be all over the Eagles, all over Jalen Hurts, spending money with the NFL, just as the Swifties was, because I did a little bit digging, and you can't always trust polls, but a poll was done by Yahoo and YouGov, and it said that Taylor Swift, 23% of Americans said that they were Taylor Swift fans.
Okay.
23% of Americans said that they were Beyonce fans.
Okay.
And 12% said that they were fans of both. Okay.
Okay.
So assuming that all things are equal, Beyonce has the exact same opportunity to do what Taylor Swift has done for the NFL. Now, Taylor Swift, $330 million
$331 million
is saying is what they're saying she generated for the NFL. That's a big number, but the way the Beehive swarms around their queen and it follows her and does everything and swallows up anything that she gets involved with. Man, come on, man.
I'm sorry.
Come on, man.
He swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Swallowed.
Yeah. So, but the way they swarm around everything that she gets involved with, sells out everything that she gets involved with, and quickly attacks all of that. I originally was on Unk's side. I was like, yeah, I think they're right. But that was just an assumption of Taylor Swift has a bigger fan base. But after doing a little bit of research and really thinking about it, knowing how the Beehive is, I don't know if I can agree. I can understand where Unk was coming from, but I don't know if I can agree with him wholeheartedly now.
Nah, I can't agree. I can't agree with Unk. Like you said, I see where Unk was coming from, but I think the Beehive would swarm just as much as the Swifties ran. I don't know an analogy for Swifty, but I think
that's good though. Swift ran. Hey, I see what you want.
They would just like they ran to the Chiefs. They would swarm to the Eagles or whoever the hell. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
She got similar pull, and that poll is dope because I think it's very, very accurate because it's quite even. It's quite even between Beyonce and Taylor Swift. So. Would she bring in? Probably. I can't even. That's a dumb question to ask. But I think Beyonce would bring in $331 million in the NFL. Like, yeah, because we all know.
Because you got to think. Got to think. Beyonce already has. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to sit here and say that white culture doesn't really get into fashion, but we know Black culture gets heavy into fashion.
Heavy.
And if Beyonce, again, we know she's married to Jay-Z, but if she was to date an NFL player, and in this in this scenario, we're saying Jalen Hurts. We're just saying Jalen Hurts because he's a big name quarterback and whatnot, handsome guy. And so if she was to wear a flossed out Jalen Hurts jersey, you don't think the Beehive gonna buy that shit?
Yeah, man, just like Taylor Swift wore that Travis Kelce bubble coat. That lady that made that coat for her went crazy after that.
Right.
The Beehive would do the same thing if Beyonce wore that. You see what I'm saying?
Same thing. So the NFL, just how Travis Kelce's jersey numbers spiked up. What we say, 300%,
I think it
400%.
Yeah,
same thing would happen with Jalen Hurts. So I mean, I understand where he was coming from. In theory, the assumption more whites in America, she has more of a appeal to draw to that audience. Mm-hmm. But if we're talking about the fan base itself, I think Beyonce has the same opportunity.
Definitely does, 100%.
Maybe he's talking about the media appeal, the marketing appeal, but I mean, just as many,
even that Beyonce is still on the same level.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because maybe it's like he's thinking of, when she did a Super Bowl, she did that Black Power protest type movement, and that might have turned some people off. So maybe he's thinking of that. But I mean, I think people don't look at Beyonce in that light. Not too many people look at Beyonce in a negative light.
That's very true.
Unless you're talking about extreme Christians and whatnot that say she worships the devil and all that, but that's neither here nor there.
No, I don't think she does.
Yeah,
I don't think she does.
So, sticking with Taylor Swift, last question. Do you think the NFL really tried to get her to perform at a Super Bowl halftime and she turned them down?
I think they did because of how much money she generated.
Exactly.
But I don't think she turned it down because she didn't want to do it. And I found an article on Newsweek that was published on January 31st that says that if she was to try to do the Super Bowl, it's going to be hard for her to do it anyway because she's on tour. Mm-hmm. So she's going to be in Japan the day before the Super Bowl on the 9th. Mm-hmm. So she would have to literally leave her tour right after it's over, hop on the plane, a 12-hour flight to Nevada, and then try to get ready. Because she's on tour right now. So she don't have time to stop and rehearse the Super Bowl at the same time as her tour. Like, that's crazy. She's on a world tour. So
Right.
like, it would be hard for her to do that coming from Japan doing her tour to come all the way to Nevada and try to keep rehearsing that's hard on anybody. That would be hard on anybody's body, voice, because she's a singer. Like, she gonna have to relax at some point and keep her voice together. So, so she can keep her vocals right. So I think they did try to get her to do it. Like I said, because of the money that they generate, she generated $331 million. So of course the Super Bowl is going to say, hey, Taylor, you want to hop beside Usher real quick and do a little set? You know what I'm saying? Type shit. But I don't think she turned it down because she wanted it, because she just said, nah, fuck Super Bowl. I think she turned it down because she just ain't have time. I mean, I think she would have done it if she wasn't on tour, honestly.
So I think I'm going to agree with you on that. The only thing I would add is I think she's trying to be respectful of her relationship with Travis Kelce. Like, Travis Kelce has been to multiple of her concerts and never has been tried to perform with her. And so even though that would be dope, not that he would perform, but you're in a relationship with somebody. No, you're in a relationship with somebody. They're a part of the event. They're a part of the event in one fashion, and then you're also a part of the event in another fashion. But anyway, I think she's trying to be respectful and, be present at the game and not take over his stars, whatever he is to the game. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so, like, she wants to be there in attendance for him, and not take there in attendance working, right? Yeah. She wants to enjoy that moment, especially they're in the honeymoon phase still. So they're still so she's trying to be, I would think she's trying to be respectful of that situation. But if I'm the NFL, I believe they definitely did ask her, knowing that she has free access, or she's coming to the game anyway, more than likely. Mm-hmm. Do you want to perform? Yeah, why not continue to milk the cow that has gotten you this far, $331 million so far, to probably bring in more of those Swifties to watch the Super Bowl.
$330 million?
That's crazy.
Crazy. Like,
that's crazy.
It's insane. And like, just like you said, bro, it's one of those things where what's even crazier is I don't know if you knew this, but Usher, like we talked about before, Usher is performing.
Right.
They did, I believe at his residency, Usher and Taylor did like a little they performed together at his residency in Vegas. So people were speculating that since they performed together at his residency, that he was going to guest appear her at the Super Bowl. But I don't think that's true either. But yeah. But I do agree with D-Lo though. She wants to kind of respect Travis's arena. Like you said, he's been to concerts. He hasn't tried to take away from what she does, and she hasn't tried to take away from what he does, even though the Super Bowl is showing her plastered all over the TV every time the Chiefs play.
NFL,
the NFL is plastering her, but she's not doing it intentionally. You know what
right?
I'm
that's no fault of her own.
It's not
maybe she is, but maybe she is doing it intentionally, just by being there, being visible, I guess. But you're at a football game. What else are you gonna do? She's in the press box.
She's in the press box. She's not the press box or the suite before the games, after the games. So she's not this. I don't want to say intentional. I mean, they want to show that they have love. For each other,
she's not doing it intentionally. She's not doing it intentionally. Playing devil's advocate. Yeah,
but it's one of those things where, I mean, she there, so why not show her? She one of the biggest performers in the world. You know what I'm saying? Probably behind Beyonce, if not neck and neck. So why not show her? She here.
Viewership spiked. The first game that she was there, viewership spiked 14% or something like that, by younger female audience. So why not? This is the last thing I'll say about Taylor Swift, and which was crazy to me when I read this stat.
Okay.
Which adds to the 330 million, or which is a part of the 330 million. It's been reported that she has influenced 16% of U.S. shoppers to spend money with the NFL. 16% of the U.S. population she's influenced to spend money.
16% of almost 8 billion people. That's
no. U.S. shoppers. So US 339 million. Yeah.
Okay.
U.S. shoppers. Gotcha. So 339 million. She's influenced 16% to spend money with the NFL.
Whew. That's insane, bro. That is like I think Beyonce could do it too.
Yeah, I think Beyonce could do that.
100%.
When you think about it, it's crazy, but these people have big influences on large amounts of people.
Worldwide influences.
Yeah.
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? So Beyonce could do the same
definitely
thing.
think. Yeah.
100%. Oh, y'all still here. That must mean y'all love the content. And if that is the case, there's a video on the screen right here. Go ahead and click that, view that. We're sure you're going to love that one as well. And we still have the 600 subscriber goal. So if you love us and support us, hit that button on the screen right there to subscribe to the channel. And we on all your streaming platforms, wherever you find your podcast.